This is the new Hyundai i10 and it is the most affordable car I plan to review all year. Now personally, I've always loved the i10. I think they're fun little cars and I hope this one is exactly the same. And to find out if it is, I'm going to critique its design. It's like fitting a diffuser to your grandmother. Show you around its interior. So pretty much you can get a manicure in this car. Assess its performance. Come on, little car. Try not to crash it. Oh, that's the auto braking. Laugh at a man. He doesn't look happy. He's noticed. We're going to go and hopefully make it off here without driving into the sea. Now, before we get into all of that, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon to turn your notifications on so you're alerted when we make a new upload. And of course, comment on this video, like it. Even if you don't like it, just like it. Anyway, what am I on about? Let's just get on with the video. Let's start this review by talking about the i10's design. So this new version is slightly lower than before and it's wider, and that's supposed to make it look more sporty, baby. They've even given it a diffuser at the back. It's totally fake, that diffuser. Why would it fit a diffuser to this car? This one's only got 67 horsepower. It's like fitting a diffuser to your grandmother. Madness. There's no fake vents or fake exhaust. In fact, can't even see the exhaust here. It's underneath. It's a little pea shooter. It's quite cute actually. Moving down the sides, I like this. I like the fact that they've got i10 in the lights. That's pretty cool. These are the upgraded alloy wheels because this is the top specification version and they look like something off an Audi RS car. They're quite nice. As standard though, you get steel wheels. Moving on to here, i10 badging. They really like to let you know, oh, well, I've come from there, I've forgotten that it's the i10. Good job they've reminded me within 30 centimetres, otherwise I would have forgotten. I think that's unnecessary. It would have looked better with just a black panel there. Like I said, the roof's lower than before, so it does look a little bit longer, even though it's not. Though the distance between the wheels is longer, which makes it have a more wheel at each corner stance, which yet again makes it look a bit sporty, or sort of. Moving down the front. So these lights here, they kind of remind me of my Duracell torch. And the actual overall look of the front, especially the shape of the grille and the kind of pinched headlights, there's something of the new Ford Focus about this. There really is. Am I just seeing things, or do you agree with me? Click on the pop-out banner up there to vote whether you think this looks like a Ford Focus but in miniature, or whether I'm just mad. So what's this little i10 like on the inside? Well, you've got to remember that this is a cheap car. So it does feel a little bit cheap in places. So there's hard, brittle materials absolutely everywhere, but let's test it. Oh no, look, we've got a bit of centre console wobble. But being a Hyundai, it probably will all stick together perfectly fine. Some of the materials actually, like that, I think I could farm my nails on that, and then this part of the seat's quite rough that I could exfoliate my hands. So pretty much you can get a manicure in this car. But the actual look of it itself is quite cool. There's lots of swoops and shapes going on. There's this honeycomb pattern here on the door as well. And I really like the air vents. They feel solid. They're a bit like those that you get in the very latest Mercedes cars. It's all very acceptable is probably the best word for it. Then there's this infotainment screen, which brings me on to this car's specs. The range kicks off with the SE and it gets a nice leather-covered steering wheel, leather-covered knob. You also get electric adjustment for the door mirrors and electric windows front and back. Yeah. The next level up is the SE Connect, and then you get this 8-inch touchscreen instead of the entry level's 4-inch screen, which isn't very nice. Comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth voice activation, and look at this, look, a reversing camera. This is the trim level that I recommend. Top of the range cars are called premium, and they get stuff like heated seats, heated steering wheel, automatic climate control, oh lovely, and built-in sat-nav for the infotainment system, which is something you don't actually need because you're just going to use your phone, aren't you? You can get some various upgrades as well for this car, including wireless charging for your mobile phone. Lovely. As for normal connectivity, you've got USB there. You also have your 12-volt socket there. You can use this area for other storage if you're not charging your phone. There's a panel here for stuff. I like this little cutaway for the key. It's quite funny, look, it really does just perfectly fit the key there. Or maybe you could put a Dairy Lee or Laughing Cow cheese slice in there instead. Two little cup holders, which are only really good for smaller bottles, but check this out. The door bins, if we can just remove it, it's tight fit, can fit larger bottles. Then you've got an okay-ish glove box with an extra tray area there. That does have a ridge on it though to stop things popping out when it accelerates, though to tell you the truth, this car doesn't do much in the way of accelerating. I think I've forgotten to tell you something. Oh, I know, yeah, the infotainment system. So the screen is nice and big, it's crisp as well. You've got these shortcut physical menu buttons down the side, which are easy to prod when you're driving. I'm not so keen on the big bezel here, but you get that on quite a lot of cars actually. And as for the navigation itself, it's not the smartest, it'll just take you a route and it doesn't seem to do much in the way of traffic avoidance. Anyway, what you're going to do, you're just going to plug in your phone and use Google Maps or Waze or something anyway. So there's probably little point in me reviewing infotainment systems. You're just going to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Here in the back of the i10, it's surprisingly roomy for a small car. The actual length of the vehicle is the same as the old one. However, like I said at the beginning, they've moved the wheels outwards and the result is more interior space, most notably here in the back. So yeah, it's not a limo, but I've got enough knee room here, enough foot space, sit up straight, enough headroom. People 6 foot will probably just about be fine, which is really, really good for such a small little car. See what's also really good, look, come on, rear windows go all the way down. Yes, what a result, dead chuffed. It does feel a bit plasticky in the back here, but yeah, it's a cheap car in it. And big door bins, which is a nice feature. And you've got ISOFIX anchor point switch. You can get it by poking the ISOFIX bit through the gap in the seats there like that. It's functional, it's fine. What do you expect? It's got a pass really, hasn't it, for a small car? Not bad at all. Let's check out the boot. The capacity is exactly the same as on the old i10, so 252 litres, which is precisely 1 litre more than you get with a Volkswagen Up. How's that for one-upmanship? Yeah, I need a new scriptwriter. Actually, I need a scriptwriter, that's the problem. Anyway, it's a decent enough size. You can see we can fit a pilly case in there. There's a bit of a lip though, so my back a bit. Oh, yeah. But you're probably wondering what happens when you fold the seats down. Oh no, look, there's a huge ridge. How am I going to slide things right to the front of the car? Although, look, I can pretty much reach the front of the car from here. Don't worry, you get an adjustable boot floor. Look, like on something such as a Volkswagen Golf. Come on. The question is, can I fit it? And I did fit it. Look, sort of. That'll do. Look, there we go. Now you can slide things to the front. Look, I'll get this back again. Oh, there we are. See, not too bad at all. Shouldn't they just didn't have it a bit higher so you then have absolutely no boot lip? Anyway, that brings me on to 5 annoying things about the new Hyundai i10. For some reason, there is no grab handles in the back. So if someone's driving quickly, you're going to have to grab onto the coat hook to stop yourself flailing about all over the place. The indicator sounds like a dripping tap. So you're going to be like, do I need to call a plumber? I know this is a cheap car, but I'm sure Hyundai could have stretched to 2 little pieces of string to prop up the load cover when you open the tailgate. And I just wish this load cover would fit underneath that false floor, but no matter how hard I try, it doesn't. You know what that means? Yes, it does. I hope it's not broken. The stereo on this car is really, really puny. On the entry-level version, you don't even get speakers in the back, and even on this top-of-the-range car, it doesn't sound very good at all. Have a listen to this. Yeah, it's long enough before we have to start paying for copyright, but yeah, if you love your tunes, you're not going to love this stereo. Well, there is height adjustment on the steering wheel. Annoyingly, there is no reach adjustment. Definitely not. Thankfully, this car has plenty of cool features to help make up for all this. Here's 5. This car comes with so many safety features as standard, such as auto emergency braking and lane departure warning. You can get a special Hyundai app called Blue Link to connect to your car so you can control various features from your phone. I'm not going to do it all now because there's a lengthy registration process. This car has an SOS button, so if you're involved in an accident, you can press it to call the emergency services. And it's covered by a little screen there, so your kids don't just press it for fun to annoy you. Though I wonder what happens if you have an accident and you're bleeding out and you're just struggling to get this cover up. Oh. I like the way the backrests for the seats have a release lever rather than the normal ratchet system, because you can get it to the perfect position nice and easy then. A bit quick. I think I'll have it like that. Done. Being a Hyundai, you get a 5-year unlimited mileage warranty. Peace of mind. Right, and let's talk about engines. you're going to be able to get the i10 with a choice of 3 petrol engines. There's the 100 horsepower, 3-cylinder, 1-litre turbo in the i10N, the sporty version. Then there's the 1.2-litre 4-cylinder petrol with 84 horsepower. And then this 1-litre 3-cylinder with 67 horsepower. Now the range kicks off at £12,500. I want to see how quick this little Hyundai can get from 0 to 60. So I'm going to launch it. Let's do this. Come on, i10. Oh, bit of wheel spin. Come on. Oh yeah, here we go. And the time is there. That's actually not too bad. I've got a bit of a confession to make. That's kilometres an hour, not miles an hour. I actually only went up to 40 miles an hour. If you want to do 0 to 60 miles an hour in this car, it will take you 15 seconds. My advice is pay the extra £500 it costs for the 1.2-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine, and it does feel quicker, usefully quicker. 0 to 60 then is just over 12 seconds, which isn't quite so bad. When you get on the motorway, this little i10 is actually all right. It doesn't feel like it gets blown about much, and it's reasonably quiet as well. Plus you've got lane keeping assist to stop you weaving about the place, so it will steer you back into lane. Oh, like that, you see, that's good, otherwise I'd have crashed into him by giving you that demonstration. However, we are presented with a hill, and I think my 67 horsepower just isn't enough now, so I'm flooring the throttle. Can we increase our speed? Come on, little car. I think we're losing speed, not increasing. It's not the steepest. Come on, it's barely holding it. I'm gonna have to drop a gear into 4th. We're accelerating very, very, very slowly, but we are accelerating. And we've now reached the top of the hill, thank God. This takes me back to when I had a Ford Fiesta, 998cc, a Mark 1 it was, and you had to drive that with plenty of planning, just like this. You would plan for hills, so you'd accelerate down them so you get some momentum to go up them. This is nowhere near as bad, but it's a similar kind of thing. Now you might think I've been mocking this low power engine, but you know, one of the advantages of not having too many horses is the fact that you don't have to feed them so much. So this thing is quite economical. I'm doing 5.6 litres per 100 kilometres, which works out to about 50 miles per gallon. But yeah, that's good. Saves you money. Be cheap to run this thing. This is what the i10's all about though. Round and round and round we go. When she'll understeer, nobody knows. My God, that's doing really well. There's the understeer. The tyres going. I love small, cheap cars. They are fun. They are fun. The i10 has always been great for driving in town, and this new one is no exception. The first thing you notice when you get into it is just how much you can see. There's loads and loads of glass, it's great. Huge door mirrors as well, make it dead easy to drive. Another thing that makes it dead easy to drive is the fact that you've got a really good turning circle. So I just realised I've gone completely the wrong way. So now I'm just going to do a U-E. Can I get it around? Oh, no. It's not that good a turning circle, but I'm not too worried because it's not the most expensive car, so I'm just going to go up the curb. There we go. Yep, there we go, it's fine. One thing that Hyundai always gets right on its i10s is the steering weight and the controls. So super light. The brakes strong but not too grabby. The gear shift in particular deserves praise. It's really nice. It's a nice gear shift. When you combine all this stuff together, it's one of the reasons why it is surprisingly enjoyable to drive this little thing. When you first jump in this car, you might think the suspension's a little bit on the firm side, but it's not bad. It doesn't crash over bumps like I'm driving through potholes and through drain covers. And it's fine. It's actually pretty good. And because it is slightly firm, it does give it a slightly nippy, darty edge, and it means it doesn't flop around in the corners like some inexpensive small cars can. Oh, that's the auto braking. Good old auto braking. I was going to brake. It's just a little bit paranoid, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Another thing I really like about the i10 is the fact that it's very small, which just makes it easier when you're trying to manoeuvre about the place and squeeze through gaps, such as just randomly going through the petrol station and the car wash. It's just so easy to drive. I think I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I'm definitely going the wrong way. Got a reversing camera. It's not the highest definition, but it'll do. In fact, I'm going to do old school style. I'm going to look out the back window. Look at this, kids. This is how we used to drive back in the day. It's handy that it's got a big rear screen, actually. Makes it easy to do this. Although I don't need to because I've got parking sensors in this camera. So. Oh, well. What's he doing? You guys have got to see this. I mean, never before I witnessed this on a car launch. A man has bought some engine that he's obviously rebuilding to the jet wash, to jet wash it out. Perhaps one of the very best things about a city car is that they're just so easy to park. So I'm gonna get and park this car now. Now there are quite a few spaces around here, but quite frankly there's nothing challenging enough for this car. I need to find something tight and difficult. Here we go, this will do it. Now can I get in here without curbing my alloy wheels? Oh, let's get, get in the right gear. Oh, pull it up the curb. Come on, 1 litre engine, you can do it. Oh, come on. Oh, bit of spin. Climbing aboard and into my parking space. I think that will do it. Can I get out of the car as well without bashing whatever that is next to me? Some weird ass car. I've no idea what that is. I don't think it's even a car. I think it's a quadricycle or something. Let's see if we can get out without bashing him. Come on. You can't have doors that are too big because then that's problematic. Can I squeeze out? Come on. There we go. Right. Hopefully they won't bash my door. Shouldn't do unless I've got a passenger who's a bit tubby. There, all done. Not bad. I would say that is a definite pass. So then, what's my final verdict on the new Hyundai i10? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should just go right ahead and buy the i10. It's really good value for money and it's a great little car.